David Beckham is one of the most famous football players in history. Millions of people around the world know his name today. But his journey began with one simple dream. He wanted becoming a professional football player from childhood. David was born on May 2, 1975. He was born in Leytonstone, a part of East London. His parents loved football and supported his dream from childhood. His father often played football with David when he was young. The young David quickly became interested in the beautiful game. He spent many hours practicing with a football outside. But one special skill would change his entire future. David became famous for his ability to kick the ball. He could send the ball across the field with great accuracy. He practiced passing, shooting, and crossing for many hours. He wanted controlling the ball better than other young players. His parents noticed his unusual talent at an early age. They encouraged David to continue working toward his football dream. David also watched professional football whenever he had opportunities. One club became especially important in his young life. That club was Manchester United in northern England. David dreamed about playing for Manchester United one day. When David was 11, he entered a famous football competition. He won a special award for young football talent. The prize gave him an opportunity to train with Manchester United. For David, this was an incredibly important moment. He was still only a young boy from London. Now he had an opportunity to meet professional football coaches. The coaches quickly noticed his impressive technical ability. David continued training and learning from experienced football professionals. His dream suddenly seemed much closer than before. But becoming a professional player would still require enormous work. David joined Manchester United's youth system during his teenage years. He trained almost every day with other talented young players. The training was difficult and demanded complete concentration. David understood that talent alone would never guarantee success. He needed improving his fitness, passing, shooting, and decision-making. He also needed learning how professional football really worked. His coaches encouraged him to develop his natural passing ability. David became especially famous for his powerful and accurate crosses. He could send the ball exactly where his teammates needed it. Soon, his biggest opportunity finally arrived. In 1992, David helped Manchester United win an important youth competition. He was only 17 years old at that time. His performances showed that he could compete at a higher level. The Manchester United coaches continued watching his development carefully. David eventually received his first team opportunity with the club. Playing for the senior team was his childhood dream. Now he needed proving himself among experienced professional players. The pressure was enormous, but David remained focused on football. He continued practicing his famous free kicks and crosses. Then one goal changed everything. In August 1996, Manchester United played against Wimbledon. David received the ball far from the opponent's goal. Most players would have passed the ball toward another teammate. David saw the goalkeeper standing far away from his goal. He decided attempting something extremely difficult instead. He kicked the ball from almost halfway across the field. The ball traveled high through the air toward the goal. Then it dropped perfectly into the net. The goal shocked the stadium and millions of football fans. David Beckham suddenly became a name everyone remembered. His incredible goal showed the world his special ability. He could strike the ball with extraordinary accuracy and power. The goal became one of the most famous moments in English football. David was no longer simply a promising young player. He was becoming one of Manchester United's most important stars. His popularity grew rapidly across Britain and other countries. However, his greatest challenges were still waiting ahead. Soon, Beckham would become famous far beyond football. His career with Manchester United continued becoming more successful. He won important trophies with some of England's best players. He also became an important member of the England national team. Millions of fans watched him whenever he played for England. His free kicks became especially famous around the football world. But international football would soon bring David incredible pressure. One important match would change how people viewed him forever. And that moment would become one of the hardest moments of his career. David Beckham continued becoming one of Manchester United's biggest football stars. His passing ability made him extremely valuable for the team. His crosses often created dangerous chances for his teammates. His free kicks also became famous around the football world. Fans admired his ability to control the ball with precision. He worked hard during training and remained focused on improving. Manchester United continued winning important trophies during these successful years. David became an important part of the team's success. But playing for England brought a completely different kind of pressure. David first played for the England national team in 1996. Millions of English fans watched him represent their country. Playing for England was a huge honor for Beckham. But national football also brought enormous expectations from supporters. Every mistake could become a major story in newspapers. Every great performance could make him even more famous. Soon, Beckham became one of England's most recognizable players. His popularity continued growing both on and off the field. Then came the 1998 World Cup in France. England reached the World Cup with high expectations from fans. Beckham was one of the team's most important young players. England eventually reached the knockout stage of the tournament. Their next match was against Argentina, a powerful football team. The match became one of the most dramatic games of Beckham's career. Both teams fought extremely hard throughout the entire match. Argentina had talented players and dangerous attacking abilities. England also created several important chances during the game. Then something happened that changed Beckham's reputation completely. Beckham received a red card during the match. He committed a foul against Argentine player Diego Simeone. The referee decided Beckham deserved a red card. England continued playing with one fewer player on the field. The match eventually ended with both teams level. England later lost during the penalty shootout. The disappointment was enormous for English players and supporters. Many people blamed Beckham for England's elimination from the tournament. Newspapers criticised him heavily during the following days. Beckham suddenly became one of Britain's most hated footballers. Fans sent angry messages and criticised him publicly. Some supporters even blamed him for destroying England's World Cup hopes. The young footballer faced enormous emotional pressure after the tournament. However, Beckham decided not allowing criticism to end his career. He returned to Manchester United and continued working hard. He wanted proving that one mistake did not define his ability. Over time, his performances became stronger and more consistent. The criticism slowly changed into admiration again. Beckham was beginning one of the greatest comebacks in football history. Manchester United continued winning important matches and major trophies. Beckham became one of the team's most important players. His passing and crossing helped create many goals for teammates. He also scored important goals during crucial matches. In 1999, Manchester United achieved something extraordinary. The club won the Premier League, FA Cup, and Champions League. This achievement became known as the famous treble. Beckham played an important role during that remarkable season. His reputation began changing dramatically across England. The player once blamed for failure was now a national hero. Beckham's personal life also attracted enormous public attention. He married Victoria Adams, who was famous as a member of Spice Girls. The couple became one of Britain's most famous celebrity families. The media followed their lives closely for many years. Their popularity helped Beckham become famous beyond football. His clothing style also attracted attention from fans worldwide. Soon, companies wanted Beckham representing their products and brands. His football career and public image became closely connected. David Beckham was becoming more than just a football player. However, football remained the center of his life. He continued performing at the highest level with Manchester United. But his relationship with manager Sir Alex Ferguson became difficult. Their disagreement eventually became one of football's most famous stories. In 2003, Beckham left Manchester United after many successful years. His next destinations surprised football fans around the world. He was moving to Spain to play for Real Madrid. There, he would join some of the world's greatest football stars. A new chapter was about to begin. In 2003, David Beckham moved to Real Madrid. The Spanish club was one of football's biggest teams. Real Madrid already had several famous international football stars. Players like Ronaldo and Zinedine Zidane played there with Beckham. The team became known as the famous Galacticos. Beckham now played alongside some of football's greatest names. Millions of fans followed his first season in Spain. The pressure remained enormous because expectations were extremely high. But Beckham quickly showed that his famous skills remained strong. He continued delivering accurate crosses from the right side. His free kicks remained dangerous against almost every opponent. Spanish fans quickly became familiar with his powerful technique. Beckham also worked hard to earn respect from teammates. He understood that talent alone could not guarantee success. He needed adapting to a different league and football culture. The Spanish league offered new opponents and different playing styles. Beckham continued learning while playing at the highest level. His life was about to change again across the Atlantic. In 2007, Beckham signed with Los Angeles Galaxy. The decision surprised many football fans around the world. Major European clubs were still interested in keeping him. Instead, Beckham chose moving to the United States. American soccer was growing, but it was less popular than European football. Beckham wanted helping the sport become more popular across America. His arrival created enormous media attention throughout the United States. Thousands of fans attended his first games with the Galaxy. Beckham had become a global sports celebrity. His move also helped American soccer attract new attention. More people began watching Major League Soccer matches. Young American players became interested in European football techniques. Beckham became an important ambassador for soccer in America. His influence reached far beyond his performances on the field. However, Beckham still wanted winning important trophies with his club. He continued training and competing despite his growing international fame. His career remained focused on football and personal improvement. Then another surprising chapter appeared in his career. Beckham temporarily returned to Europe during the American season. He joined AC Milan on loan from Los Angeles Galaxy. The move allowed him competing again in European football. He played against some of Europe's strongest clubs once more. The experience showed his continuing commitment to professional football. Even at an older age, Beckham continued competing successfully. His career was now much longer than many people expected. He had played in England, Spain, America, and Italy. But one final football chapter remained. In 2013, Beckham signed with Paris Saint-Germain. The French club became the final team of his playing career. He joined the club during the second half of the season. Beckham helped the team during an important period. Paris Saint-Germain eventually won the French league title. Beckham finished his professional career with another major trophy. After the season, he announced his retirement from professional football. He had spent more than 20 years playing professionally. His childhood dream had become an extraordinary reality. Beckham's career included many unforgettable moments and important achievements. He won league titles with Manchester United and Real Madrid. He also won championships with Los Angeles Galaxy. He became an important player for the England national team. He earned more than 100 international appearances for England. His famous free kicks became part of football history. His long passes and crosses also became legendary among fans. But his influence continued even after retirement. Beckham was not finished building his football legacy. In 2018, Beckham became part of a new project. He helped create Inter Miami CF in Major League Soccer. The club eventually became one of America's most famous soccer teams. Beckham wanted building something that could last for generations. His connection with American soccer had come full circle. He had arrived as a famous European player years earlier. Now he was helping build an American football organization. The project showed how much his career had changed. From young boy in London to global football icon. David Beckham also became known for his charitable work. He supported organizations helping children and vulnerable communities around the world. His public influence allowed him supporting important humanitarian causes. He also remained involved with football development and youth programs. His family continued receiving enormous public attention worldwide. But Beckham often spoke about the importance of family and hard work. He wanted his children understanding the value of dedication. His journey showed how fame can create new responsibilities. So what makes David Beckham's story so special? He was not always the strongest or fastest player. His greatest strength was his incredible technique and determination. He practiced his skills repeatedly until they became extraordinary. He learned from failures instead of allowing them stopping him. The 1998 World Cup showed how painful criticism could become. But Beckham returned stronger and eventually became an English football hero. His career also showed the importance of adapting to change. He moved between countries and continued competing at the highest level. David Beckham turned a childhood dream into global success. His story began with a young boy kicking footballs outside. That boy dreamed about playing for Manchester United someday. Years later, he became one of football's most recognizable names. He played in some of the world's greatest stadiums. Millions of fans watched his famous goals and free kicks. His influence reached football, fashion, business, charity, and entertainment. Yet the most important part remained his love for football. David Beckham became a legend because he never stopped believing. His journey reminds us that talent needs constant hard work. It also shows that failure does not need becoming the ending. One mistake can become another opportunity to grow stronger. A childhood dream can sometimes become something much bigger. David Beckham wanted becoming a professional football player. He eventually became a global symbol of football itself. His story began with a dream, and became a worldwide legacy.